group one, Carson, Diana, Fidel, Kayla.
I could do the first one.
Okay.
Oh, my bad. It's on me. Okay, so what I did, I just put it, I did 3a minus 10 equals 0. And then, yeah. And then I did 3a equals negative 10.
Oh, negative 10? How did you move the minus 10 to both sides? How did you move it over to the right? If we have a minus.
Oh, would you have to add both 10s to both
Yeah.
sides? Okay.
There you go. Add 10 to both sides so it cancels. Good. Okay.
And then I did a equals 10 over 3.
Okay. Good. And then the second one?
I did, you have to add 7 to both sides. So then it'll be a equals 7 over 2.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. And then to check, remember, y'all have your calculators, so you can just plug it in and check. Like if I do parenthesis, here, I'll tell you what I'm putting in my calculator. Parenthesis 3 times, oops, 10 divided by 3. Again, it depends on your calculator. Some people have different things, like different fraction functions and things. Minus 10, close your parenthesis, open another parenthesis, especially with a test coming up, we gotta know how to check, this is important. 2 times 10 over 3 divided by or over, depending on your calculator, and then minus 7. Close parenthesis. I got 0. Okay. So y'all should be checking, especially because I told you sometimes we have these things called extraneous solutions. So it's good to check, make sure everything was working properly. Make sure you didn't make mistakes. Okay. All right. Next one. So we'll still the same group. Carson and Diana, could one of you help me with the second one?
So basically with that one, the squared just means that that same equation or whatever inside the parentheses is going to be repeated twice. So I just set 2x minus 1 to 0 and added the 1 to the other side and divided it by 2.
Okay. Also, to get rid of the squared, what's the opposite of squaring? How could we get rid of that squared?
Square root?
Square root, yep. So square root would cancel it out, and square root of 0 is still 0. So, yeah. So you would square root both sides and you still get 0. Again, you can plug it back in, make sure it works, especially with a test coming up. I would definitely get in the habit of doing that. All right, awesome. Let's see who else is in that group. I think Diana, did you get a chance to do the third one?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay, can you tell us what you did?
Okay, so I started off by subtracting the 24th into the equation equal to 0. And then I multiplied 24 times 5 and I got negative 120.
Okay.
And then, you know, I did the equals to the 26 and I got 4 and 30. So
both
it's
positive?
the 30 is negative.
Okay, cool.
So I got 5a squared plus 4a minus 38 minus 24 equals to 0.
Okay.
And then I did the box method. So I got 5a plus 4 and then a minus 6.
Okay.
equals to 0.
Okay.
And then I made them both equal to 0.
Mhm.
And for the a minus 6, I got a equals 6. And then the 5a equals, wait, the 5a plus 4, it was a equals -4/5. I mean, yeah.
All right, cool, thanks. And then let's plug it in and check in our calculators so that we get 24. So let's check. So 5 parentheses, oh no, I'm sorry, 5 times 6 squared minus 26 times 6. Okay, that gives me 24. And then you check the other one. So 5, this time you want parentheses. When you plug in a negative like that, you need parentheses. So if you're following along, you're doing 5 times, open parenthesis, -4/5, close parenthesis, squared, minus 26 times, open parenthesis, -4/5, close parenthesis. And you're getting, oh, wait a minute. I didn't get 24 for that one. Did I type it in now? Oh, I forgot my squared. Because I was writing on the screen and doing it here. Squared. Insert. Now I got 24. Okay. All right. Are y'all checking also in your calculators?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. It's good practice, especially making sure you know how to use your calculator properly. It helps.
Teacher,
Uh-huh.
I used the method using delta, like b square minus 4ac.
Oh, you did quadratic formula?
Yes, and then I find the same results, like
Okay.
-4/5 and 6.
Are we going to specify that they need to use factoring as a method, or are we going to allow quadratic formula?
So we haven't learned the quadratic formula yet, so they got to use factoring.
Yes, we didn't. Yes, but just yeah.
Okay, so on your test, use factoring because we haven't taught you quadratic formula yet.
You mean I don't want to use this method in the test, right?
Well, you can use it to check if you want to do both.
Okay,
Whoops,
because I found it like the easiest way, the easiest one test. Okay, no
But
problem.
this test is testing your factoring abilities. So we want to see factoring.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Because we use factoring to solve, but we also use it like when we do rational expressions or equations and other things. And like I've been wanting to emphasize, like y'all need to be here, like doing this factoring, trying this factoring on your own, because it's going to come up and it's going to come up again. I promise.
Yes, it will. It doesn't go away.
Because it's the polynomial and
Now's the time to really buckle down on it and get the factoring part done, because we're going to use this in other stuff. So if you're not good with like factoring, that's going to transfer to like a lot of other things. And it's not going to be a lot of fun in the course.
okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, and some of it you can't use quadratic, right? Expressions.
Yeah, like when you factor you might notice these solutions are looking really kind of pretty, right? They look like rational expressions. Like it's either some number over some number.
Yeah.
Just a fraction, right? It's just like a fraction or a whole number. There's nothing with like crazy like square roots or of 2 or something like that. And we're working with quadratic, so those are things that we could end up getting, right? Things that have
Like-
square roots.
Like you wanted me to do it the way you do it. We are doing it right now in the class, right? I need to change the method.
Yeah, you're welcome to have quadratic formula as a backup to check your answers. And we are going to eventually do quadratic formula. But this test that we're having on Monday is testing your factoring abilities within this section.
No problem. Thank you.
That's good. You already know it.
Okay, Paul.
Did we finish them? Or how far did we get? I know Fidel told me. What about
I
everybody else?
finished. I
You
finished.
finished all three?
Yeah.
I skipped 289 because I was a little confused in that one.
Okay. Jonathan, Carson, Kathleen, Fernanda, Caleb.
all of them.
Vanessa.
I finished.
Okay, everybody's so quiet. All right, so let's go to group 2. That's Jerry, Alondra, Charmaine, and Terry. Can one of you help me with 289?
Yeah, I can do that one.
Yeah, or I could either one. Yeah.
If you want to do it, you can do it.
Rock, paper, scissors?
No, go ahead, Jerry. You're good.
Okay. I started off by moving the 7A.
Wait, 7A.
Wait.
Am I looking at the wrong one?
Oh, I did. Sorry, I was looking at 287. Oh, I did the wrong one. I did
Wait.
287.
Or did we not do 287 yet? I'm looking at the wrong one. Nope, I'm looking at the wrong one. Let's go to
Okay.
287. Okay, 287. Here we go. So you said you subtracted the 7A.
Yeah.
Oh, did you combine them?
Yeah. So I moved it under the 14A. So then I got 7A squared plus 7A equals 0.
Awesome.
And then I factored out a 7A.
Okay.
And then that'll give me a 7A parentheses A plus 1 equals 0.
Okay.
And then from there, 7A would equal 0. So A would equal 0.
Good.
And then A plus 1 equals 0. Move the 1 over. It'll give you A equals -1.
Oh, where'd your 7 go?
Wait, where the? Oh,
Wait,
never mind.
wait a second. You said there was a 7 earlier. Is there not a 7 there? Oh, maybe there's not a 7
Oh my
there.
God, I did it wrong. I forgot my 7.
Well, is there a 7 there or is there not a 7 there? Because earlier you said
Yeah.
there was one.
Wait,
Is it like that or was it with the 7?
I'm confused now. Because if you drain over 7A plus, wait, no, there shouldn't be a 7.
Okay. All right.
Okay, no, I did it right then. I thought I did it
Okay.
wrong.
Shouldn't there be a 7 where the 1 is though? I think that's how it's in my paper. It's 7A and then parentheses A plus 7 equals 0.
Oh, okay. What do you think, Jerry?
I'm not sure because when you distribute the 7A, it'll give you 7A plus 7A. Sorry, it'll give you 7A squared plus 7A.
Okay. So he's distributing back to check to make sure that it works. I think it works the way Jerry has it.
Oh,
So
okay.
a
I
plus
think
1.
I was thinking at the 14. So yeah, never mind.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why.
no, I'm confused because
No,
it's
it's just that I just didn't see who was saying that. I think it was Alondra was saying that. That I think Alondra still had the 14 there instead of the 7.
wait. So did I do it right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but I still got the right answer. So
Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, I'm glad it worked. Did y'all plug it back in and make sure it works?
Excuse me, the answer is A0 and A equals to -1, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Did y'all plug it back in and make sure it works?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What about 289? Oh, that is on here. I just missed it when I typed which problems you were supposed to do. Okay, well, we'll go to 309. We'll come back to 289 when we go back to groups. Okay, so 309, since I didn't type it, we'll just go to 309. So Alondra, Charmaine, or Terry for 309.
I'll give it a shot.
All right.
Wait, you want me to do 289 or 309?
309. 309. I skipped 289 when I assigned it, so I'll assign it when we go back.
Okay. I'm not sure if I did this the correct way, but what I did was divide by 2 and or 2x, and then I ended up with the yeah, then I ended up 2x, and in parentheses, I'm gonna have 2x.
Oh, wait, I thought you said you divided both sides by 2.
Uh,
You can divide both sides.
okay,
by
yeah,
2 if you want to.
I ended up with 2x and then in parentheses, x squared
Oh, did you move the 24?
plus
over?
6 plus 12.
Oh, you just didn't tell me that you moved the 24 over. Okay. It sounds like you moved the 24 over, but you just didn't tell me you moved it over, so I was confused. Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And I maybe did it in a little different order, but yes.
All right.
So
Cool.
then I divided that by, or I took out, yeah. Yeah,
Did you get
yeah,
36 here? Is that 36?
36, yes. And then
Right.
equals 0.
Okay.
Okay, and then you've got 2x.
Okay.
Oh, okay. One moment. I'm just trying to make sure I'm following where she. I want to make sure I'm following the way she says it because it's a little harder to do this through the air. So x, we've got x plus 6 in parentheses squared
Okay.
equals 0.
X plus 6. How'd we get that? How'd we get X plus 6?
By just factoring out the x plus 6 and x plus 6.
Okay. Did you try to do the 2 squares? Were you doing difference of squares or were you using the big X?
I I was just following the same method that we had been using as
Oh,
we
so the
had,
big X. Okay.
as with what I had done like on 283. I followed the same
Okay.
method.
So you had the 36 up here and the negative 12 here.
Yeah, I actually didn't use the big X. I just used the same method. I just solved by factoring, like just like I had done in number 283 up above, but I didn't use the big X.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure how you factored it then without the big X, but I'll refer to the big X just to check in to make sure it looks right. What 2 things multiply to 36
Sure.
and then subtract to get you negative 12? Or when you combine, you get negative 12?
Six. I had 6 and 6.
Okay, but if they're positive 6, am I going to get a negative 12?
No, I didn't have a negative 6. Let me look at that. Now I'm confused. I was thinking positive.
Well, if I want a negative 12, they're both going to have to be negative. Otherwise, when I combine them, I'll get a positive 12, and the problem has a negative 12.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. So it's going to be x minus 6 on both sides. I see where you're going with that now.
Okay. Yep. So it's because that 12 is negative. That's why it needs to be a negative 6.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Okay. Do you
I
want
think I need to start using that big X method now that you show me that. That's a better way to double check that. So then I've got X
Joshua.
equals 0 or X equals 6.
Okay.
So X minus 6 equals 0 and then X equals 6.
All right. Awesome. Cool. Thanks. And then plug them back in and check, right?
You can, yes.
Yeah, awesome, cool. All right, so let's look at 313. Were there any questions on this problem?
No, I didn't get to that one.
Okay, I was just curious if anyone had questions on this before I erase it and go to the next one. I'm not hearing anything, so I'm guessing no. All right, let's go to the next group. So we get some more groups doing stuff. Caitlin, Jade, Michael, and Vanessa.
I didn't get to this one.
Yeah, I had no idea here.
Okay. Vanessa, Caitlin. Vanessa.
So what I did for this one,
Oh,
for A,
okay.
I did x squared minus 8x plus 8, and I made it equal to -4.
Okay.
And then I moved the 4 back over, and I got x squared minus 8x plus 12 equals 0.
Okay.
And then the 2 that go with that is -6 and -2.
All right.
So I got x squared minus 6x minus 2x plus 12 equals 0. And then out of the first ones, I factor out an x and got x minus 6. And then for the next one, I took out a 2 and got x minus 6.
+2 is not going to give you that.
Yes.
Yeah, -2.
-2. Okay, cool.
But teacher, excuse me, we're stuck with there. When we need to move the -4 to other side, it's going to be +12. It's not -12.
It will become a negative because you're dividing by a -2. So 12 divided by -2 is -6. You're factoring out a -2. So that's essentially dividing it.
No,
So-
And then I got
okay, go ahead, Vanessa.
So
And then I
you-
got x minus 2 times x minus 6. And then I set both of those equal to 0. X minus 2 equals 0 is x equals 2. And x minus 6 equals 0 is x equals 6.
Okay. All right. Did you plug it back in and check that it worked?
Mm-hmm.
Check, make sure you get -4 when you plug it back in.
Yes, ma'am. They work.
Okay, awesome. Did anyone have questions on this one? Michael, did you have any questions? You said you were stuck on getting started. Does this help you out a little bit?
Quite a bit, yes.
Okay, good.
When it asks for the 2 points, like from the graph, what are those 2 points?
Well, looks like we can write those 2 points now for B. I mean, we hadn't done B yet, but we can do it. So I'll just put B up here since I kind of ran out of space. Well, if I know the X is 2, remember points are X, Y. What's my Y in this problem?
-4.
-4, right? That's what this is telling us. When we say f of x equals something, that's essentially saying y equals something. So I know my x, I boxed it at the bottom, is 2, and my y was -4. There's 1 point. And then what's the second point we can write?
6, -4.
Yep, 6. We boxed that at the bottom. And again, we made our y -4. So those are our 2 points.
What if we wanted to find x-intercepts?
Your y equals to 0.
Yeah, anytime you find intercepts, the other variable is 0. So I'll write that down in a second on the side. Let's see if I can fit it. Okay, there we go. I extended it so I can fit it. So if you're looking for x-intercepts, then y equals 0. You plug in y equals 0 and you solve. If you, on the other hand, are looking for y-intercepts, what do you think we're going to do?
Your x equals to 0.
Then x equals 0, yep. So those are special things just for intercepts. Those are the definitions. So if I tell you find the x-intercepts, then you're going to make y 0 and you're going to solve. If I say find the y-intercepts, then you'll make your x 0 and you'll solve.
And y is the same thing as f of x.
Yep. Mhm.
But in the case when we given as the y, like the f of x equals to -4 or -10 or whatever, our y is already there, right?
Yeah, this is just, he's just asking in a different case.
Yeah,
If
okay.
we said find the x-intercepts, what would we plug in for our y? We would plug in 0 and we would follow the same process we just did, except with a 0.
Okay.
All right, any questions on this problem? No? All right, okay, let's go back to groups and finish up the last two. So it was 289 that I accidentally skipped on the last time when I assigned stuff, and 333. So let's go finish up those two and then we'll come back and then we'll do some quizzes. I want y'all to see that if you haven't done it before. Some of you I know said see that resource. It allows you to use the exact same process we've been doing if you're getting stuck. Oops, hang on. 2x minus 9. See how we get the same thing? It is much longer. Oops, why did I write 9 again? Sorry, let me put a 3 there. So it is longer than seeing that it's a difference of squares, but it still can be done. So at least if you get totally stuck and you don't know what else to do and you totally forgot how to do it, you can do something. So I just wanted to really share that. You get the same thing. Okay, any questions on any of the difference of squares stuff? No? All right, okay. Well, was anyone still copying it? Here, anyone still copying?
We haven't gone over the square root principle yet, I don't think, but if it's an equation, they could use that to solve it too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, if it's an equation, but I don't think we've done that yet. We haven't talked about plus or minus with square roots and stuff yet either. Okay. All right, I'll erase it and we'll go down to the next one. Okay, next group. Group 5, Ashley, Fernanda, Jonathan, and Taylin.
I could start it off. I feel
Okay.
like I had which number?
333.
Okay. The first thing I did was negative 16t to the second plus 32t equals 0.
Okay, how did you know it was equal to 0?
I looked at when it said find the 0 of the function.
Mm-hmm.
That would make me say it was 0. So that why I kind of like, was that the tell, because that's why I was like, that's why I had got stuck on.
Yeah, so it does say find the 0, so that's a big hint that you're going to put that at 0. Does anyone see another hint in that statement that might tell you that that's a 0 besides find the zeros?
When it hit the ground?
Yeah, when it hits the ground, right? If it hits the ground, what's the height?
Oh,
Equals to 0, yeah.
0, there's no height, it's on the ground. So that's another way too. So just so you know, there's 2 tells in there that are letting you know that the height is 0. All right, you can continue, Ashley.
okay. I noticed that I could take okay, that's why I said I think I did something wrong because I could have taken the 8t from it.
Try to find the biggest thing though. The greatest.
Would it be 16?
Yeah, Negative 16. Whenever that front one's negative, we like to traditionally pull out a negative in math.
Okay. So that would leave with a t minus 2. And then I would do, it would be negative 16t equals 0. T minus 2 equals 0. Then yeah, you divide negative 16 for both sides, and that will leave you with 0. You would add 2 t equals 2.
Now this is a word problem, so what do we need to make sure we include in our answer?
The second, I mean, yeah, how many seconds? Like,
The units, yep. Now, does it make sense that one of our answers is 0? Would the ball be on the ground or the rocket on the ground at 0? 0 seconds? That makes sense to me. So it sounds like it, because that's probably before you launch it, right? So at 0 seconds, it's on the ground, makes sense. And then now we know that the rocket took 2 seconds to go up and back down to hit the ground. So with word problems, I like to kind of see if it makes sense. Because if I got like, what would happen if I got like negative 20?
That'd be wrong.
Yeah, I'd be like, why am I getting a negative 20? Like the rock, what? Why is, I'm confused.
Because I remember in the lecture notes when they said like something is in a negative, it using the other part of the graph in the other. Yeah.
Yeah, the second part of it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Second or third, depending. Yeah. All right. Okay. Any questions on this one before we go to B? No? All right. How about someone else from that group for B? Fernanda, Jonathan, or Taylin? All right, B over here.
I can try, but I think I got it wrong.
Okay, let's try.
I put the formula down. H of 16 equals negative 16t squared plus 32.
Okay. You substituted it, right? Because the height is 16, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you just put 16. You don't need the height anymore once you know that the height is 16. You don't need the H.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What do you do next?
Subtract 16 from each side.
Good.
And it makes it 0 equals 16t squared plus 16.
Minus 16, right? Because we're subtracting the 16 to the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this is where I get a little stuck.
Well, what do they share? Tell me what we can take out of everything, because that'll make it easier.
16.
And since the front's negative, I always recommend you take out a negative 16.
So that would just leave t squared equals 1.
Oh, no, we got more stuff happening. What's 32 divided by negative 16?
Oh, it's negative 16.
32 divided by 16.
Oh,
16.
2.
2, there you go. And it's negative because we took out a negative. And then what about negative 16 divided by negative 16?
There's a negative 1.
A positive 1.
Positive.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. So now we could try our X. You want to try the X?
Okay, now we can put it in there. It'll be a 1 at the top and then negative 2 at the bottom, and then that number would be negative 1 and 1, or negative 1 and negative 1.
But if I multiply 1 and 1, I don't get 2. Oh wait, no, it is going to multiply. Yeah, negative 1 and negative 1. You're right. Good. So then we're going to split it up, right?
Yeah, and negative 16, negative 1. What's the term here? T. And then negative 1t. You don't have to put a 1 though. Ooh, yeah, I didn't get that far in the problem.
Okay, we can keep doing it. What can you take out of the first two?
1t.
Cool.
So you would just have a t by itself.
Okay, so then t minus 1, right, for that piece?
Mm-hmm.
What about
Yeah.
the last two terms?
T-1.
Yeah, take out a negative. And again, if you like to, you can put a 1 here. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I remember I talked about that 2 days ago. Okay. And then what can I take out of both?
-16 and T-1. So 0 and -16 and 0 and then T-1.
Oh, it looks like we get 2 of them.
Oh,
huh?
you bring down the -16. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's just chilling in the front. It's just relaxing out there, drinking a margarita.
Oh, so that's not the answer yet, though. So
We
would this be?
we can rewrite it though, because we have 2 of them, right? Don't we have a T-1? We have 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
So traditionally, we would write it like T-1 squared because we have 2 that match perfectly.
So would the ball after 16 seconds land and hit the ground?
We still got to set equal to 0.
How do I do that?
Well, we could divide both sides by the -16.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we divide by -16. That would get rid of the -16.
And then we could square root both sides. We talked about that earlier. To get rid of the square, so it's gone.
And
Just get T-1 equals 0.
And then you add 1, and then it would be T equals 1.
All right, and then units.
It'd be 1 second.
Good. Cool. There we
Got
go.
through that. Whee.
I know that one was kind of long.
Glacier pace.
No, I mean it was long problem. Not that you took a long time. It was a long problem. All right. Any questions on that one? That one was a little bit long.
It's not so much of a question, but towards the end, like when you did the divide -16 by both sides, I kind of got lost.
Well, it's a little bit different than the one we did before. What's the difference between this one and the one we did first, between A?
That and B, we have a square in it.
This one has a T here, right? This one doesn't have a T. So we split this because we have 2 variables. We split this into its own here and then its own here because they both had a T. But in the problem we currently have, there's no T with the 16. So we really don't have to split it, right? This is by itself here. So we can just divide it on both sides and get rid of it.
Okay.
There's no T, so we don't need to split it into 2.
That help.
Yeah, the whole point of splitting it is that you have 2 variables and you need to figure out what each one is. But in this case, we only have 1 T, so.
By the way, this was all set up and, factored and everything else like that. Like, maybe it was just me, maybe it was just a lucky guess, but I saw right away from the time it takes off to the time it's down, it's 2 seconds. Then literally at its peak, it would be halfway through the travel, right? 1 second.
Because it left the ground exactly. Yeah. Now, if it had been on like a launch pad, it wouldn't have been exactly.
Right, because you had to, factored for another.
For height change.
Loss of elevation, right?
Yeah. Yep. But make sure you show your work because if you just write the answer, we're not going to give you credit. We want to see that work. That's what we're testing. Yeah. All right. Any other questions before we go to quizzes? We have a little bit of time and I want to show you all that resource. Professor Sievers, can you do polling? Because you're the admin or the host. Can you do polling?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay. Can you make me the host? I think I can do polling because I want to poll them A, B, C, D and see which answers they pick as a class.
Because I know there's apps on there, but I think you have to pre-install it or like find it on there somewhere.
Usually when I'm the teacher of a class, like I'm a host, I have my own classes. Usually I just hit poll when I'm in the class.
You should be host.
All right. Let me, maybe if I stop sharing, maybe it'll show up. Otherwise, we'll just have y'all do it the old fashioned way and just type it in. It's kind of but it's okay. Yeah, it won't let me do a poll. I think it's because I don't have the origination of it's not my meeting. When it's my meeting, I can do polls. So then I just ask them to enter their answer on the poll. Okay, I can make you a host again. All right, so let's just do it on my screen. We'll do it the old fashioned way. Where'd you go? But yeah, if you see poll on there, you should just be able to click it, and then you can make a poll and just do like A, B, C, D, and then hit create, and then they can do it.
Is it like an extra app I have to put on here? Because you can
Nope.
apps.
It just shows up next to like the participants in the chat. It just shows up there. It says poll. At least when I do my other classes, it just shows poll, and I just click it, and then it takes me to a website, my Zoom website. I hit create poll, and then I just put A, B, C, D, create, and then I come back to Zoom and hit launch.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever seen that option.
Okay. All right. We'll do it old fashioned way, everybody. That means it says you disabled the participant sharing screen. So I can't share the screen anymore with them.
Oh, because you're not co-host is what it did. But I have to do that. All participants. We should be able to now.
All right, awesome, cool. All right, so this is quizzes. If you have never seen it, it's the link I shared, I think a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I said, this is a great resource. You just go there, you type in what you're looking for. If you're looking for factoring, you're looking for x-intercepts, you're looking for whatever it is you're looking for, you type it in. And then I always pick the quizzes that have the most people who've taken it, because the ones with the least people often have a lot of typos in them and a lot of mistakes. So this one that I picked for today actually has 10,000 people who've taken this quiz. So I feel like it's probably pretty good, written pretty well if it's continuing to circulate. So what I want y'all to do is on your paper that you're going to be submitting today, solve this problem. And I can zoom in more, Ganya, if you need to see it. Is that better for you to see?
You take pictures.
Okay, all right. So everybody solve this, and this is great practice for y'all's test. You just go on quizzes, type in what you're struggling with, and practice. So you got to get very fluid with this, with these techniques, factoring.
You mean we need to send it to you back?
You're just gonna write it on your paper that you're submitting today. Just write your factoring on there, and then you'll tell me your answer in the chat, and then we'll pick it as a class, whatever we pick the most, and see if we're right. Oh, there's a bunch of people with cameras off. Are you still there? Diana, Caitlin, Carson, Fernanda?
I'm still here.
All right. All right, now you're coming back. Cool. So everybody should be factoring this problem. And then once you finish, type your selection in the chat, since we're doing it old school today instead of polls. Don't forget, y'all need cameras. All right, looks like we got a lot of responses so far. Maybe another 30 seconds. I see some heads down, still working.
How do you do this? Are you supposed to just push or type D in or type the number in? Okay.
Just
I
in the
just typed
chat, because I'm sharing it. When you do it on your own, you'll just click on the screen what your answer is. But since we're doing it as a class, just put it in the chat and I'll just click what everybody says. All right, looking like we have most people that got it. I'm seeing all letter Ds. So I'm guessing that's what it is. Is anyone running into an issue that needs me to answer anything before I click D? Just checking in. No? All right, cool. Awesome. D. See, and you get these little fake, we're a rocket today. You get these little things just to make it fun. All right, so try this one. It's a great website for lots of practice.
Can you put in the screen, teacher?
Oh yeah, let me make it bigger so you can take a picture. There you go.
Thank you.
Mhm. And normally there's music and memes and power-ups and all kinds of fun things that you can turn on if you like that. Make math more interesting. If you don't, you can turn it off.
Oh.
Test will not be multiple choice. Just gonna put that out.
No. No, it won't be multiple choice, but it's good practice. Usually when I do this and I work with students one-on-one, I actually like cover it. I go like that. So they can't see all the multiple choice answers. That way they have to do it out first and then they tell me the answer and then I bring it back so they can see it all. Because the test won't be multiple choice. Yeah.
I mean, it says factor, solve by factoring, but if I were given this on a test, I don't know if I'd be solving it by factoring.
All right, we're getting a lot of responses, a lot. So I feel like we're getting close to being done. Any heads still down working? Looks like maybe 10 more seconds on this one. All right, any questions on it before I click C? Everybody but C, so I'm gonna click that one. Any questions on it? No, all right, awesome. We'll see our little rocket gets to move up versus other players. And then you get another one.
Please, teacher.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, I can't make that one bigger. Can you take a picture of it how it is? I can
Which
read
one
it
is
to
the
you.
middle one?
Do you want me to
Which
read it to you?
one? Yes, please.
Okay, it's 2x squared
Give me a x squared,
plus 17x
17x. Okay.
plus 21
Mhm.
equals 0.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Kathleen and Caitlin, are you still there? I noticed you've been off for 2 problems. Kathleen, you still there? Oh, there you are. Cool. All right, we got 3 people so far. This one looks like it's a little tougher. All right, we're getting a lot of answers now. I'm seeing a lot of 1s. And if you are done, make sure you practice your checking skills. Make sure you practice plugging it back in and that they work. That's a good skill for your test. You want to get 100% on your test. You want to get all the points you can. All right, I'm going to click 1. Any questions on it before I click 1? No? Okay, cool. All right, so we're at our time here, so I'll just stop at this one. So this is a great resource if y'all want to practice. You have a test coming up. Now remember, your test is 1 hour and 40 minutes. Y'all know this. You've taken 3 tests now. So it's short in the sense that if you get totally stuck on one problem, you might not finish and you'll lose a lot of points. Usually there's about 10 questions total, usually around there. So each question, if it's 10 points or 12 points or 15 points and you don't do one, you're automatically knocked down those points. So make sure you're getting really fluid with these and you're able to do them quickly so you don't run out of time. It's important. We have the review tomorrow, so make sure you've been working on that so you can ask questions and be active for that review. And of course, we're here. You can come to office hours. I have IA hours. There's tutors available. We have all the links for that. This test is going to be big for a lot of y'all because I talked about if you had low grades, that if you're not getting at least high Bs on these tests, that you might not make it, because if you get an F on this test, then next week I'm going to say now you need high A's. So eventually you're not going to be able to catch up. So this test is really pivotal for a lot of people in the class. So I just want to make sure we're here to support you if you need it. Okay. All right, it is 1:40, so we will let you all go. We have office hours in 5 minutes. So we'll come back in 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to do is my office hour because I didn't get to do it the last time. So
Yeah.